So, as I finish my drink up, and my fries that I got from Smashburger. I just went to Deseret Book, and then I got some fries at Smashburger. It was delicious. Anyway, I had to get a few things for Chris's endowment session on Saturday. But that's not why I'm posting this. I am posting this because I have some thoughts that I wanted to share. It is my 5-year sobriety date, March 11th. Sorry, I sound like I have a frog in my throat. March 11th was my sobriety date, and then it was also Chris's baptism date. So it was kind of a rebirth for both of us. That's how Chris puts it, which is really cool. So anyway, I just have had some thoughts the past few weeks since this date has been approaching, and I wanted to share them with you. And I don't know everything, don't claim to know everything. I am learning every day, and there is still a lot that that I want to learn. And I know that my addictions have not been as deep as other people's, and everyone's story is different. Everything that they go through is different. So I don't know if you get anything out of this, and I just hope I hope somebody does. That's my goal, is just to help with anything that I can. So I just wanted to share this. One thing that I've been thinking is, don't compare your story to others or yourself to others. I think comparison is a tool that the devil can use, in my opinion, to help us not progress. We look at other people's lives, we look at other people's stories and think, oh, mine isn't that bad, or mine is so much worse than theirs. I mean, look, my addictions are so much worse. You know, how am I going to get out of this? Or my addictions are not anything compared to them. You know, I must not need help. I'm fine, you know. And in my opinion, I think that if either one of those, you can still get out of it. I know I've been in that situation where I've thought, I'm not going to get out of this. I've hit rock bottom. I'm not going to be able to, how am I going to get out of this? There's no way in heck that this is possible. Sobriety is possible. And then there's other things I've compared my life to, like, you know, saying that that I'm not good enough, or I shouldn't be posting my story. What is my story going to do to help others? You know, and I think that that's just the adversary trying to not let us progress. So anyway, please don't compare. We are all God's children. His goal is to get us all back to Him again, and He will do anything for us. So please don't let it discourage you. We all have to start at square one at some point in our lives. So, sorry, I've got like something in my nose. Anyway, another thing is sobriety. I never thought was possible. Never. The thought of becoming sober gave me anxiety. But it is possible. The impossible is possible. If you have a good support system and give it to the Lord, I would bet that it is going to work for you. I had a very good support system. It was my family, my siblings, my husband, who helped me through so much. At one point, when I was withdrawing from Adderall and alcohol, I wouldn't go to a hospital. I was way too scared. I was having horrible panic attacks, and it was the last place that I wanted to be. So my sister Rachel, her brother, and my brother-in-law Greg let me stay with them, and Chris let me and Chris stay with them for a week, and I guarantee you that was not easy on them or on Chris. I couldn't sleep on a bed. I was waking up multiple times per night in cold sweats, having to change my clothes. I woke up the first morning to what I thought was a seizure. Rachel doesn't think it was, maybe the start of one, but still, she's the nurse, so I mean, I'm obviously going to trust her. But either way, it was freaky to me and really affected me. Even to this day, I don't like feeling out of control of my body. Anyway, but they were there, and I've had other siblings that have helped me immensely. Helped me even if it was a phone call to say, hey, I'm so proud of you, and help me when I wasn't doing good, when things were not going good in my life. And that's what's also important, is a support system that's there, always, no matter what. And my husband has been there always, no matter what. So I think that is super important. What else? It is a journey, you guys. It's, a minute at a time, to a hour at a time, to a day at a time, to a year at a time, to finally a lifetime of a journey. There are going to be days where you feel like you can't breathe, and you are going to say, I can't do this. I can't do this. This is hell. It's just hard. But please know that those days do end. Well, especially like the really bad days. Obviously there's days they're always going to be bad, but always, always, always. But I'm talking about when you're in the thick of it and you are just surviving. That's all you can do. I promise it gets better, and you can do it. I'm not talking about the days that you're weak, you're feeling weak. Those are different, and those are, in my opinion, to be handled with care. Do what you have to do in those times, because every one of us is weak. I still have my weak moments still. And I probably will my whole life with this, with overcoming substances and some of the poison that I watched and different things and decided to bring into my life. But I do things that get me through, even if it's sitting in front of the TV watching a movie with like a gallon of ice cream. Or a huge thing of chocolate or popcorn, being with family, priesthood blessings, being out in nature, being with my kids. My husband has gotten really good at trying to make me laugh on these days, and I'll have to record it sometime when I'm having one of those bad days, and just, it's pretty funny, the things that he tries to do and to get me to laugh. Anyway, but those moments end, and this journey will never end, but it does get easier. You get to a point where you feel in control of your life. You feel like you are no longer in chains. I felt, it wasn't until I admitted that I had a problem and that I needed to fix it as well, to myself and to others, that I needed it, or that I felt freedom. And the support, it felt like it got like way higher at this point. So it was just, I don't know. You don't have to go through life with, alcohol anymore. And you learn to go through hard times and trials without it, and you don't have to wake up to that cigarette every morning, or you don't have to feel high, to feel good and to get through, obviously you're going to still crave that feeling, and I think that's natural. There have been many times where I feel like Lot's wife, and I just look back, or I'll see my family or friends or other family drinking, and I just look at them, I'm like, wow, I would give anything to feel what they're feeling right now, or I'll look back at my past longingly, just wanting to go back, what I wouldn't give. But that is, I think, always going to be there, but it does get easier. It does get easier, and you can accept it. And the Lord has been with me every step of the way. There have been times where I feel like He hasn't, and I think those times, as well as the times He has been, but I think those times have made me stronger. Obviously, this was my decision to put the things that I did into my body and the decisions that I made, but yet He was still there. I mean, I have had I've told this story before, but I don't know, I'm sure there's other people who haven't heard it on here that are listening, but I have had a time where the Lord, I swear, answered my prayers. I was getting off a certain medication, and I was so scared to get off of this medication. It was a big deal for me. And it took me weeks, and I was just going through horrible anxiety during these weeks and just nervous. And anyway, but the day that I went off of it, I had felt this feeling of, I got up from my prayers. I was just crying to the Lord, just explaining and just venting and crying to Him, helping Him understand, like, this is what I'm dealing with. This is why I don't want to stop taking this medicine. This is why I do want to stop taking it. Help me, help me, help me. What am I going to do? And I went up to get a drink of water, and something told me, Claire, you're going to be all right. And that whole weekend, you guys, I had no withdrawal symptoms. I slept amazingly, which I hadn't in weeks. Like, I was losing hours of sleep. I was having these night terrors that they were getting to me really bad. I think we all know what it's like when you have bad sleep, and, so it was bad. But I rested for 2 days. It was just amazing. And I know that was the Lord. Monday morning came and those withdrawals came. You guys, they did. But I remember that week, it was awful. Changing a diaper was like climbing Mount Everest. It was awful. I couldn't drive. It was just bad. But I remember going to my sister's house and sitting on her bench during one of my I was just starting to panic, and she told me, look back on those 2 days and look at that as the future. And that's what I've learned, and this is the future, and I have been doing so much better. It turns out that medicine was not good for me. It wasn't working, and I think it prolonged my anxiety. Anyway, I want to hear your stories. I want to know what has helped you through your times of trial, through your addictions, and what do you need if someone needs something to start. And one more thing before I finish. I did this countless times where I would tell myself, okay, in a week, I'll stop drinking. Or this is the last time I'm going to take this pill, I promise. Or when my life gets better, or starts getting easier, or I finish this, then I'll stop smoking, or whatever it is. Just like they say, the saying, there's no perfect time to have a baby. I don't know if there's a perfect time to quit, to start your journey of sobriety. I guess there is, because I think that the time is now. It's today. Don't worry about what's going to happen. It's natural to be like, hey, I got this going on, I got this to do, but it's important to just, it's like you're never going to do it. I procrastinated as long as I possibly could. It's a mountain that you will never want to climb, but it has to be done. And I know that if you give it to the Lord, or give it to your family, give it to what you believe in, what is good and happy to you, and what helps you, it will work out. Don't worry about what's going on, what's going to be happening during, these hard times of your withdrawals and your trials, other trials, not even just addictions. I know everyone suffers with something. Nobody goes through this life without hard times. And hope that we let these times teach us. And I hope, I can't share enough how much that I am so grateful for the times in my life that have been hard. I can't say I'd want to go back and do it again, but I can say that it has changed me. And I'm definitely not perfect. I am not as strong as I want to be. I have so much that I have to overcome. So much, like so much. And I want to bring you guys on that journey of me overcoming things. There are still fears that I have, and there are weaknesses that I have, but I have some that I know that the Lord has turned into strengths for me. And I know that have made me stronger, and that have taught me things that I never would have learned if I hadn't have gone through those situations. And the best part is those were some of these things I did myself. Like I said earlier, I decided to drink and do all these things and be stupid for a while, in my opinion. And the Lord is still there with open arms. He doesn't care what you have done. He cares where you are going. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, that it is always possible. It is always possible, and you can do the impossible. We all can do hard things. And I hope that you guys share your journeys. I hope you share what has helped you in your times of trial. And I hope that this reaches people and it helps. And we will talk soon.